Day 7. Several of the YouTube book people have spoken about how their writing process goes, so I thought I'd speak to that. I think like most people I get my ideas for writing from reading or from films, and just the bit that really sparked me up is when I think about how I can recombine different elements of different stories, different films together somehow. It's usually when I'm out walking like at a reserve or a beach or something, and these things they start to come together. When I have an idea, I don't tend to outline. It's something that I really want to get into doing. It just stews in my brain for a while. I have lost so many ideas that way actually. I don't keep a notebook. I'd like to keep a notebook. You know, something that's with me all the time, that's like my brain on the outside. Place for little pencils. That's something that's really characterful. Maybe I'll make one. I'm gonna make a notebook. So usually the first time my story gets on paper is actually when I'm writing it. High in the sky, a small craft glides through the night like a sharpened blade. Below, the regenerated forests of Mars are like a deep green sea. From within the forest's eerie depths, a pair of glowing eyes watches the craft as it passes. Suddenly, there is movement. A great shadow moves at great speed, darts up an enormous primordial Kodi tree, bearing those pale blue eyes in its wake. There is a crash and crack of branches as the machine's heavy claws carve into the enormous Kodi tree trunk. In what appears to be a fool's hope, the shadow launches itself toward the speeding craft. For an instant, one could make out the shadow of a huge tiger against the pale stars. Then, light. From behind the tiger there is a bloom of rocket propulsion. From a nearby tree a second shadow cat takes off in a like manner, carrying its own cold blue eyes into the skies. So I wrote that after coming home from work one night. The scene had been playing out in my mind while I was working. I know, I get itchy fingers, that's how I describe it. I have itchy fingers, and it's like my brain is sending the signals down into my hands for the typing to come out, and if I don't do it, it's not that I'm irritable, but I feel like I need to do something. This is the prologue, I suppose, for the story that I'm writing. I'm really fond of it. Stylistically, it doesn't really fit. I will have to make decisions like that in the revision, I guess. It's really exciting, the idea of actually finishing something, because often that's as far as my stories would go. I'd have the whole thing planned out in my head, nothing on paper, just little excerpts like that, and I have dozens and dozens of half-written stories like that. Some people have been talking about how they like to listen to certain music when they're writing. I like to an extent. I can't listen to Mozart because he enters my brain. It's like talking. I can't write when he's talking, so I can't listen to anything with words in it. I like listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. I thought it was a particularly interesting idea to listen to it while writing my sci-fi, because there's a false dichotomy between sci-fi and fantasy. When I was writing that prologue, there's only the first 10 seconds of this particular track which actually fit the scene, because I started listening to it and I thought, oh yeah, okay, this is kind of eerie. Right. Oh, stop. Okay, now it's going on to this other bit. I'm just gonna go back. Right. So that was how the writing went. During NaNoWriMo I haven't listened to any music at all. I've been pretty robot-like. It's not how I'm used to writing. I'm used to spending hours and hours and hours doing it, so huge bursts. A writer needs to write every day. It's kind of true, I feel it. For me, it's the first thing in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I get up, I put on the kettle, and I get on my laptop and I write. I get the writing done in the morning, then I spend the rest of the day thinking about what's going to happen in the next part. Well, I actually haven't done anything today, so I better get to writing now. My dissertation's due next Friday, and so I need to work on that. So I need to do my writing. Probably need to get my priorities sorted out, because, you know, maybe dissertation's slightly more important than NaNoWriMo, don't hurt me. I believe that's the first sneeze of mine I've ever caught on camera. Congratulations. See ya.